Hi, this is the Change of Innovation project, getting everyone in sync with technology. It's presented by Julie Reinhardt. I teach at Franklin Elementary and Grell Elementary at Massillon City School District in Stark County, Ohio. A little bit of background about Franklin. Franklin just currently went to one-to-one with Chromebooks. We allowed the kids each to have a Chromebook, but they are not allowed to take these home at this time. At Franklin, we have two administrators. We have an intern principal, and we have our regular head principal. And we have over 60 support staff. That includes our nurses, our counselors, our secretaries, our food service, our monitors, instructional aides, teachers, and of course, all the administrators that we have at this building. So, the why. Why am I presenting this today to the Board of Education? Well, I'm presenting Google Apps for Education. And the reason being is we want all of our teachers to be in sync with each other and make sure that they all can use the same app system for communication, for testing, for getting homework out to their students. What we've noticed is our students need to be equipped with necessary skills to succeed. Also, technology skills needed to be integrated within the classroom daily. At this time, we're not seeing that at Franklin Elementary. We're seeing teachers that have Chromebooks and Chrome carts, but we're not seeing them use it. And it's probably because they don't know how to use it or how to incorporate it within their daily lessons. Teachers were struggling to develop lessons that allowed for creation. They're also, with Google Apps for Education, we're going to see the communication. We're going to see a common communication of this. And that's all through the Google Apps. And within the Google Apps, it is all very flexible. It's easy for people to locate. It's easy for people to use. The very first thing that I did is I did a needs assessment survey, and I sent a survey out to the staff. We got several results. The very first one is, what role do you play in education? And so we had several teachers, a couple administrators, and a few extra staff members that filled out this survey, which we really appreciate. And then the next chart here, we talked about one-to-one devices, if you are currently using it in your classroom, and then if you know anything about cloud-based curriculum. And we have several people here that know about a one-to-one, and we also have people that understand what a cloud-based education is. The thing is, we don't have very many. We just are right there on the border. They've heard of it, but they still need more. They love the one-to-one, but when it comes to implementing anything, they're just not there yet. More results of the staff survey. So we asked them, what apps are you familiar with? Several people right here said that they are familiar with G Suite for Education, but don't use it regularly because we just don't have access as the education tool. We also have people that use Edulastic. We have people that use Pear Deck. So these are just all different apps that they use. If you see across the border, we're not very likely using the same things. We're all using a little bit of different things. So that's what we need to do. We need to bring our staff together, and we need to get them to communicate and use the same things within our classrooms. And then I said, well, how important is it for professional development if we would bring in a new cloud-based service? And most people said, yes, absolutely, we need professional development. It's very important. We have the Chromebooks, but we're not sure how to use them. And if we're going to do a Google-based instruction, we need to make sure we get some professional development. Next, we did a parent survey because we got to know if parents are able to help with this new way of learning with Google G Suite for Education. So 50% of our parents believe that coding and computer programming to be the most beneficial for students. So coding is the next up and big running activity, especially in our CTE. So our college and career tech education, this is something we really might want to check into and look further down the road with. 80% of our parents have internet access, which is awesome. That way that if we do go to G Suite for Education, parents are very easily able to get to it. 75% of parents have some sort of device at home, whether it's a cell phone, a laptop, or Chromebook. So that is good. That way their child can come home and they can use these things within that they've learned at school. They can do it at home. And you can check your Gmail on a cell phone. You can check your Google Classroom within your Gmail account or your G Suite for Education account. 40% of the parents are familiar with Google Apps. Awesome. Most of them said that they were familiar with Gmail. So if they're familiar with Gmail, we're able to get them up and running because Gmail is very similar to the rest of the Google applications. 85% of our parents have email addresses, which is great because if they have email addresses, we can connect them to the Google Classroom, which will allow them to access to their child's classroom at all times. And 70% of parents say kids use the internet at home for schoolwork. So that means teachers are sending some stuff home that they need to get on the computer, they need to focus on and be able to research on the internet, which is awesome. So not only did we interview or survey the teachers, we surveyed parents, we also surveyed students. The results of the surveys were 30% of the students say homework needs the internet twice a month. So our teachers are sending home stuff that they need the internet for, but not too often. We want to get that up to maybe one time a week for sure. 11% of our students say their teachers do a good job incorporating technology within a lesson. But one thing that we need to make sure that we are doing is this just games or is this a computer program? Like what are they doing? So that is something that we would have to clarify a little bit more. 91% of the homes have access to the internet, which is, I can't believe that many people have access to an internet. But now that we have phones, most people have data, so that is great. 15% prefer books to be online and not hardcover. So some of our students don't want a hardcover book anymore. They want to just be able to get on their computer and read right there on the computer. And then 30% of our students say they only get on technology within their classroom twice a month. That is saddening to me. We need to be on our technology daily. Our world is coming into technology. That's what everything's coming to. If you walk into McDonald's, you have a kiosk that everything's within the technology. Our kids need to learn how to use that technology. And the only way that's going to happen is if we allow them to use it daily. Force field analysis was the next thing we did. So basically what I did is I went through and the change of proposal for all Franklin Elementary staff, teachers, administrators, and all others to be able to use G Suite for Education on a daily basis. So it is easy to use, so they got a score of 5. It's very compatible, easy to share information, it's cost effective, secure, reliable, and integrated. So we gave it a score, and a total score is 26. Now, the against the change is time consuming, the internet connection. We all know that we have internet connection problems, limited recovery time, and web-based and document conversations. This is all what we decided before we actually said, yes, G Suite's what we're going to go to. So for, we got 26, against was 20. So yes, we are going to go ahead and go with G Suite for Education. Next is a budget. Budget is very important. It's going to cost us a total money for the next 3 years of $2,206.25. G Suite for Education is $0. That's going to cost us nothing. The only thing it's going to cost us is a little bit of time for our tech administrators and our technology coaches. Class Dojo. So Class Dojo is also a free app, so that would be costing us $0 on the next 3 years. The read-write extension is $1.75 per student. We have 325 students for $568.75. If you do that for 3 years, it's a total monies of $1,706.25. Planning time for professional development. Since we are doing teachers during staff meetings, these professional development, they would not need to be paid, but you're going to have to pay your tech teachers the planning. So it's going to be 5 extra days, 2 hours a day, which is $10 or 10 hours, which is a total of 30 hours because of 3 teachers, $20 an hour, which gives you $600. And after the second year is $600, but the third year we're going to cut that in half. They're not going to need that much time to plan. So that's a total money of $1,500. And Chromebooks, this is already in our budget. Anything that goes wrong with the Chromebooks are already in a different budget. So that would cost us $0. So it's not too shabby for an over a 3-year period of $2,200. Next, there were several checklists that we decided to do. The very first one is student interest. We did this as a staff. We went through it. We decided, hey, is G Suite for Education easy to use? We also asked if it was entertaining, and would students want to use this again? So we went along and checked it off as we thought was fit. We also did one for the design features. And as a technology committee, we went through, we saw it, we said yes, yes, these are some things that we definitely want to do within our school. We also did a connection to the classroom. We wanted to make sure that the G Suite for Education was easy to use. We wanted to make sure it was easy to use outside the classroom. We wanted to make sure it's easily accessible. And we also wanted to make sure that you could access offline. And this was a yes for every part of that, which makes G Suite for Education an outstanding part of education because the kids can use it. It's user-friendly, and anybody could pretty much figure it out. And lastly, we discussed, would we recommend this to other professionals? And absolutely we would. We would recommend it because it makes your life easier. You could do a test on Google. It's called Google Forms, which it will grade it right there for you. So make teachers' lives so much easier if they decide to pick G Suite for Education. And so then we had additional comments. We all agreed that G Suite for Education is the way to go for our school. We also agreed that it would be the easiest way of communicating for our boys and girls with their parents, with their teachers, with their administrators. It would be very easy for us to do. And that was our way of deciding G Suite for Education is what we want.